Lions from Beaver Stadium in University Park. Hello, everybody. I'm Harry Donohue, welcoming you to the season opener for the Temple Owls as the Owls kick things off against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Joining me for the broadcast, Lynn Stiles. And Lynn, last year these two teams met, second game of the season. It went down to a 2-point ball game with Penn State coming away with the victory. The Lions, of course, went on to an 11-1 record, number 3 in the nation in the final polls, and they have 17 starters back. Conversely, Temple lost John Reinster, but they do have coming back one of the premier backs in the country in Paul Palmer.
Well, certainly Paul Palmer is one of the premier backs in the country and was second last year in rushing, second in all-purpose utility work last year. Just an outstanding football player in every respect. We catch him right here. He's running a little draw play, and as you can see, he accelerates through the hole, bursts to his left, goes in untouched. One of 2 touchdowns that he scored against the Nittany Lions last year, and he rolled up 206 yards against these people. The only back to do that, one of 5 backs to do that in the history of Penn State football.
But when you talk about the Temple offense, of course, there are more people than Paul Palmer to consider, and some of them include Willie Marshall and Keith Gloucester.
Oh, you bet, and I'll tell you what, and then they've got an outstanding quarterback as well, Saltz, and I believe last year between Marshall and Saltz, they led the country in long-range touchdowns, 50 yards or more, had 7 of them. And so you're talking about the ability to not only attack up inside with the running game, but also attack the perimeters with the long ball.
And for Penn State, their big guy in the backfield is DJ Dozier. DJ is trying to lead the Nittany Lions in rushing for the 4th time, and nobody else has been able to do that, and he's being compared to some of the great backs here at Penn State.
Well, certainly they've had some great backs here at Penn State. This looks a little bit like Kurt Warner, if people can remember him, and this guy's only about 900 yards away from topping Kurt Warner, and right now I think he's the 5th leading rusher in Nittany Lion history. This year, if, again, he finishes off and has a good year, he will lead the team for the 4th consecutive year in rushing. And he is a premier back. We're going to see 2 fine backs on this field this evening.
Well, he's had a great preseason. He's lost about 10 pounds, and he's expecting a big senior year, and I'm sure Joe Paterno is as well. The opening kickoff here at Beaver Stadium as the Owls open up against the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Nittany Lions. A full house tonight here at Penn State, 85,000, and Lynn, the first time they've played under the lights here at Beaver Stadium, and this is an impressive night for everybody in college football.
Well, it's just a beautiful night. The field is just immaculate. It's well done. The setting is just beautiful. The hills, all of it is just beautiful.
This year, a new rule change. They will be kicking off from the 35-yard line. And according to Bruce Arians, when we talked to him prior to the game, he really isn't in favor of it too much.
Well, you know, the 35-yard line last year, they were kicking off from the 40, and they said if they kicked it out of the end zone, well then, you know, there was going to be a 5-yard penalty. So I guess they kind of caught him in between, and here they are at 35.
Blair Thomas is 32, 49 is Jim Coates. And kicking off for the Owls from Cardinal Dougherty High School in Philadelphia, Billy Wright. So we're set to bring you the season opener. The Owls lost by 2 last year here at Beaver Stadium. And they have a score to settle with the blue and white Nittany Lions. And Billy Wright has this underway. It is end over end right down the middle of the field. And this is going to be Blair Thomas out of Frankfort High School. And he hurdles his way out over the 20-yard line to about the 21. And he stopped there right in the middle of things by Andy Papalardo, who stays on for the Temple defense. There's the offense for Penn State. The skills people, John Schaefer, celebrating his 22nd birthday. The quarterback with DJ Dozier behind him and Steve Smith. The offensive line for the Nittany Lions tonight. Keith Radisick, of course, in the center of things. He's a veteran. Chris Conlon, number 57, the left tackles out of LaSalle High School. 1st and 10 for Penn State. First play from scrimmage. First play of 1986. The Owls in the 4-3 defense. Dozier around the right side. DJ will get almost 5 yards. The Temple defense, they go with the 4-3 basic defensive style for Bruce Arians with a veteran defensive front 4. Jeff Ward, of course, a 3-year starter. The linebackers, Chris D'Amico, Steve Dominowski, veterans there. And in the secondary, maybe the best safety in the East, number 3, Eddie Parker. 2nd and 6 for Schaefer, who'll put it up. It is incomplete. The intended receiver for Penn State was the tight end. That's Brian Seiberling. Actually was on his rump out around the 32-yard line. Schaefer's stats from 85. Lenny's coming into this game after a very mediocre Orange Bowl in the loss to Oklahoma.
Well, he's an efficient quarterback. He's a Joe Paterno type guy, and he's a more than adequate quarterback without a question.
First third down play. Third down and 6. Schaefer. Dozier with the reception and a first down out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. D'Amico, the linebacker, pushing DJ to the sideline.
He's in excellent condition. They said he had a great preseason.
So it's 1st and 10 for State at the Nittany Lions 33.
Experience. They're all seniors, and one of the things Bruce was worried about is them just coming at him and hammering straight ahead.
Schaefer on 2nd and 5. Screen to Dozier. 40. Breaks open at midfield. Temple territory on his knees down at the 40-yard line of the Owls. Simple screen play, and they picked up about 20 yards on it.
Well, it was great execution, and he looked a little bit like Kurt Warner there to me.
Second first down for the Lions on the drive. The ball now at the Temple 40-yard line. Schaefer draw. Dozier. And it's stacked up on the line of scrimmage. Good defense by the and stationed in Brussels, and Jeff played some high school football over there. 2nd and 10, no gain that time for Dozier. And Schaefer on play action looks to the wide side of the field. Dozier again, ahead of Dominowski, the linebacker, and he's out of bounds around the Temple 25-yard line. Forced out over there by 27, the cornerback, Terry Wright. Boy, we're seeing a lot of 42 already.
Well, we sure are, and I guarantee you, if I'm the coach, I want to get the ball in his hands also.
One touchdown, his longest was 25. He's got another first down here at the Temple 25. Little counter play, and running with the football is David Clark. He takes it inside the 10, and he's out of bounds down around the 9-yard line. David Clark seeing his first plays from scrimmage.
An instant replay on that again.
David Clark.
He stepped out.
David Clark on the quick toss from Schaefer, and he's stacked up around the line of scrimmage. Clark that time running out of the eye of the fullback. The upback was Steve Smith. So it's 2nd down and 10. No gain for David Clark. Ray Roundtree at the top of the screen is the wide receiver. And at the bottom, as Schaefer goes back to throw and looks to the left, it is caught for the touchdown. Steve Smith on the receiving end, and Penn State leads 6-0. A 9-yard touchdown pass from John Schaefer to Steve Smith, and quite an impressive drive by the Lions here on the opening series, Lynn.
It certainly is, Harry. I'll tell you what, just precision football. I mean, this is, you don't see it any better than this. I mean, it's just perfect execution right on down the field with Dozier, with Clark, and now with Smith taking it in for the score.
Steve Smith, the linebacker he left in his wake, was John Smith. And now the point after touchdown by Massimo Manca. And it's up and good. And with 11:29 remaining in the first quarter of game number 1, Penn State goes 78 yards in 10 plays and scores on a touchdown pass for quarterback John Schaefer, celebrating his birthday, to Steve Smith, Lee Saltz, and they're loaded with seniors and veteran people at those skills positions.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they just got to get on track here. The offense has got to take control of this game and make up for some breakdowns on the defensive part of Temple's play.
Up front, of course, this is a lot different than last year without all those big people, including Rienstra. Saltz on first down, plenty of time. Has plenty of time. He throws, and it's incomplete. Nearly picked off. Mike Hinnant, the tight end, 86. Coming up, hitting the ball away from him was Don Graham all day to get that one off. The defense for Penn State, Mike Russo's a good one right there in the middle. They also have a lot of nice things to say about 55, Tim Johnson. Shane Conlon, All-American. The outside linebacker, Trey Bauer, one of their leading tacklers a year ago. And maybe the best defensive player in the East in the secondary, Ray Ism, back there at safety for the Nittany Lions. So 2nd and 10 for Saltz. Motion with Hinnant, the tight end. Givers to Palmer. He loses the football, and State has it at the 26-yard line. Paul Palmer fumbled the football. Coming up with it for Penn State, linebacker Trey Bauer, 35. And just what Bruce Arians did not want to happen here, turning it over deep in your own territory. And there's 35, Trey Bauer.
In the game.
11-12 left in the first quarter. Penn State leads 7-0. They've had the ball at the Owls' 25. Schaefer to Dozier on the delay. He's hit at the 23-yard line and stood up and then manages to get still a couple yards. Rodney Walker and Kurt Druckenprod, the defensive end, in there making the tackle for the Owls. Big Kurt is 6'1", 226. He is out of Lancaster Manheim Township High School.
That was a nice hit, Harry. That's what you got to do. You got to hit those people. You got to knock them back. Got to try to knock that ball loose. Got to force the ball right here. Got to get the ball back.
Second down and 6 at the 22. As with the football is Steve Smith, and he spins his way to about the 20-yard line. Gang tackled there. 4 or 5 Owls hit him. 3 is Eddie Parker, the safety. He was 3rd and 5 this time for Schaefer. Over the middle, and it is caught. The tight end, Brian Seiberling, has it. And it's going to be a Penn State first down. Coming up to make the tackle for the Owls, linebacker Steve Dominowski. There's Seiberling.
That Seiberling, he's listed, unless I'm mistaken, at 6'7", 253 pounds. What a target.
First down here in the first quarter for Penn State. First down and 10. Inside the 15-yard line. Short drop by Schaefer. One-on-one coverage in the corner. It is caught for the touchdown.
What a catch.
Eric Hamilton, the wide receiver, isolated over there on the cornerback Larry Bruton. That's pure timing on that throw from Schaefer to Eric Hamilton, and it's 13-0 Nittany Lions.
Well, as you can see here comes John Schaefer back. It doesn't happen any better. This is a Rembrandt. It is touch all the way. What a catch by Eric Hamilton. Great extension, caught the ball, touchdown.
Well, let's
here it is from another angle.
The defender that time, the cornerback on that side, was Terry Wright, not Larry Bruton.
Well, it wasn't bad coverage. Actually, it was just such a well-thrown ball. It was right on the money.
Pass Massimomenko with the point after, and it's good. And with 9:36 left in the first quarter, Penn State, capitalizing on that Paul Palmer fumble, has jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Teletron outlets, or you could use a major credit card by calling Teletron or the Temple Sports Ticket Office at area code 215-787-OWLS. That's Temple, Florida A&M, followed by the Monkeys, all for the incredible low price of $10. Call 215-787-OWLS for additional information.
Well, they went into a trip set off a motion. Palmer went out into the flat, and it looked like what they were going to try to do was throw a screen out there. Palmer would kick out on the corner, and then they turn it up back inside.
Prime, they send out 4 wide receivers, 2 in the slot. Now Hinnant, the tight end, goes in motion to give the lone back, Paul Palmer. And there's nothing there on the left. John Schaefer, pretty impressive so far here in the first quarter. He is 5 for 6 for 70 yards, throwing in 2 touchdowns, and he's going to put it up again, leading 14-0. The screen, this is Smith. And out over the 40-yard line goes the fullback, Steve Smith on the... Those linemen get downfield. They're knocking people over. Here is the draw play, and Steve Smith this time takes it close to the 45, maybe across the 45. To score for the Lions, and they're up 2 touchdowns. Here is the pass. It is ruled up. Yes, a completion. Great leaping catch along the sidelines. Number 49, that's Jim Coates, who is a backup wide receiver. Once again, they worked on Terry Wright, the left corner. He made a great catch here.
I'll tell you what, Harry, they had 11 people up on the line of scrimmage. They were blitzing, and here they come.
I don't know, on the replay, it looks like that ball is hitting turf down there before Coates can get onto it. First down and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Where's this game being played? Penn State.
Coates stays in, wide left. Draw play. Dozier slips him down at the 34-yard line.
He hit it.
Second down and 8 for Penn State at the Temple 34-yard line, out of the I formation. And the give is to David Clark in there for DJ Dozier. D'Amico is in there, the middle linebacker. Chris D'Amico out of Southern High made the starter. We still have more than 6 minutes remaining. Third down and 6 at the 32, and it looks like we may have delay of the game called against Penn State. Schaefer has 5 receivers to both sides of the field, and he's going to put it up on 3rd and long. Gets the rush, throws, and it's caught by Seiberling, the tight end. And he nearly broke it loose for the touchdown down that far sideline. Seiberling coming across the field on the 3rd down call, and Schaefer right into his hands, and it's another first down for Penn State. Larry Bruton finished them off. First down, and goal to go at the 9-yard line. This is Clark. He's got a wide open left side. David Clark from 9 yards out, and it's 20-0. Check that. DJ Dozier back in there for the touchdown. So Dozier comes back, and on the first play back goes 9 yards for the score. And it's 20-0 Penn State.
Barry, they set this up real nice. They're giving you the look like it's going to go inside. The defenders are getting sucked inside. Then consequently what they did is they just slid it outside and took it around the horn. There it is. It's a little bit like Tony Dorsett right there.
Oh, that left side was wide open for him, too. They really cleared it out.
Well, again, the defender can't overcommit from the outside in and give up his outside contained leverage position.
Massimo Manca for his third point after here in the first quarter. We still have 5:39 remaining in the first quarter. Penn State is out to a 21-0 lead. That drive 8 plays and 72 yards.
Well, you're seeing great offense here tonight, I'll tell you, except for a couple penalties. The Nittany Lions have been flawless offensively in their execution.
The middle linebacker, and Frank Bongivengo, the rover back in the Owls secondary, making the tackle. So it's going to be first down and 10, and there's that ball again sitting in Temple territory for the Nittany Lions. And there's a look at some of the Nittany Lion fans who have a lot to celebrate. With 11:22 remaining in the half, their team's ahead 21-0. One of the guys ahead of them. There's the Penn State Batwan Twirlers and the Nittany Lion Band. So it's going to be third down and 8. The ball is at the Temple 46-yard line.
Well, that was just a simple check down route right there. DJ Dozier had it in his hands. Should have caught that ball.
Penn State on its last 4 third down conversions has been unable to get the first down. Let's see if the Owls defense, which has managed a little bit more to get back into this game, can hold here. Schaefer to throw, looks to the short side, and it is nearly intercepted on that sideline, broken up. 28 is Larry Bruton, who came up and nearly picked it off Tallahassee. That's virtually in the shadow of Florida State. And Bruce Arians did a nice recruiting job, Lynn, to get him up to Philadelphia and into the cherry and white of the Temple Owls. Third down and 10 here at the 14-yard line. Motion, and for Stevenson. Thompson. Shane Conlon closes, and Thompson is short, up over the 32-yard line. The intended receiver was the tight end, number 85, Maurice Johnson. Eddie Liberati. This time he got off a decent punt. Not much hang time, but he drives Coates back inside the 40 at the 38. And Coates is able to break through at the 45 and get inside the Temple 40. Eddie Parker, number 3, finally brought him down at the 38-yard line. That time you hear so much about out-kicking the coverage. I think that's exactly what Eddie Liberati...
The 40-yard line.
Once again, great field position. This is Tim Manoa, the fullback. And Manoa rides along that far sideline out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
That runner comes up there, stutters a little bit, and just slides onto the outside. And here again, a big gain.
Second down and 2 at the 31 of Temple. I formation. The up back is Manoa. The deep back, Dozier. And DJ Dozier stays on his feet and gets the first down inside the 20-yard line. On the night, 8 carries, 40 yards, another first down for Penn State at the Temple 19. Dozier, Manoa, the lead blocker. So we'll have Massimo Manca come in to attempt the field goal. The ball is going to be spotted down at the 27. This will be a 37-yard try by Massimo Manca. He was 21 of 26 in the field goal department last year. Kicks on its way, plenty of foot, and it's good. 37-yard field goal by Massimo Manca with 8:04 remaining here in the first half.
It wasn't very well executed. He threw it over the man's head.
Well, the play-action fake is really giving Lee Saltz plenty of time. The hold of Andy Garzinski. Spotted down at the 23-yard line. This will be a 33-yard attempt by Billy Wright. Tough angle from right to left. Plenty of foot, and it's through. And Billy Wright's on the board with a 33-yarder for the Owls with 3:46 remaining in the half. Temple's on the board. Penn State leading the Owls 24-3 is Billy Wright out of Cardinal Doherty in Philadelphia. gets the Owls some points. Part of color and pageantry of major college football by purchasing Temple Football Group tickets. All it takes is a group of 15 or more to receive $4 off the regular price $10 ticket for any of the Owls' 4 exciting home games at Veterans Stadium. To take advantage of this special offer, call the Spectrum Group Sales Department Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the number is in area code 215-463-43. Regular price $10 ticket. And be a part of major college football in Philadelphia with the Temple Owls at Veterans Stadium this fall.
Right.
Kisner's back in there at quarterback for Penn State. So Paterno continues to shuffle his quarterbacks here in the first half. Here is the give. This is Tim Manoa, the fullback, and he just rides through people and around people. Loose football, and Temple's got it as Tim Manoa coughs it up, and the Owls are on it at the Penn State 43-yard line. Big play here as the recovery was made in there. Lance Chisholm, I believe, the linebacker, 36, may have been the guy on the fumble by 44. Tim McConlin does from his linebacker spot. Last time in this situation, he was all over Salts. 3rd down and 8 at the Penn State 32. Marshall wide to the left. Palmer going in motion. Salts. First down at the 21-yard line. The tight end, Mike Hinnett, on the reception for Temple.
Have a crack and take it back up inside or take it around the horn, which they did in that particular turnover at this position of the field. This is what they call the red territory. Watch out for the blitz.
Getting jarred. That's 20th. That's in 2 weeks at Veterans Stadium. The Monkeys will perform in concert following the Temple, Florida A&M.
Anticipate right here the blitz. They should be pressuring. I would say that probably the Owls are going to go to the fade. Let's wait and see.
High formation. Palmer is the tailback. The up back is Shelley Poole. Option pitch, Palmer. And he's down at the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost a yard.
Well, the big thing right here is somehow or another the Owls got to come up with some points on the board, and preferably a touchdown in this situation.
It's 24-3. It was all Penn State in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. That's Palmer now going in motion out of the eye. Lee Salts under a rush, gets it off. Sawyer is out of bounds at the 5-yard line, 11-yard line. A 21-yard field goal attempt by Billy Wright. It's through. Billy Wright is 2 for 2 from 33 and from 21 yards. And with 17 seconds remaining, Billy Wright, number 16, has put 3 more on the board for the Temple Owls. As the Nittany Lions and Temple Owls have concluded the first half of football in this season opener for both. That is the way things went in the first half. The Owls, with 8 first downs, they went through the first quarter without 1. And really came back, especially thanks to Paul Palmer, who managed to finish up with 40 yards on the ground. He was out for a couple series, we believe, just having his bell rung a little bit. And he's back in there now to start the second half. The Owls out of the eye with Lee Salts at quarterback, trailing 24-6. It was 24-0 early in the second quarter. This is the handoff to Todd McNair. And McNair is wrapped up at the 20-yard line and is down by number 35, Troy Bauer.
In about 2 or 3.
2nd and 3 at the 33. Out of the eye again. Hinnett coming in motion. Give is to Palmer. May have gotten a yard. He's short of the first. Is the wide receiver to the left. Here's again the wishbone look on 3rd down and short. Palmer tries to spin for it. He needs to get to the 30-yard line. I don't think he got there. And once again, we have a little, after the whistle, exchange between the bench. Pellis wide to the left. Everybody else is tight. Wishbone look for the Owls on 4th down and 1. Play action Salts. It is over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. Mike Pellis incomplete to him.
Well, it's just a drop back play, and the fullback circles out of the backfield. It looks like there was a mix-up here in the coverage. We had 2 defenders on 1 receiver, and they just for some reason opened it up, and there he was, and the quarterback did a good job finding the open spot.
Smith did a good job to finish the play too, breaking a couple tackles. This is Smith on the carry, and he gets to the Temple 45. Smith the up back in the eye, Dozier behind him. Now they split behind Schaefer on 2nd and 5. Schaefer's going to put it up. Screen pass, Dozier 45. 35, 20, and he nearly broke it. He's down at the 18-yard line. DJ Dozier again, running like a man possessed, and the guy that saved the touchdown was Terry Wright, the Temple cornerback.
Last year at this time.
Al's defense has to hold here. 1st and 10 at the 16. Give us to Dozier, hurdling his way right up the middle and down to about the 13-yard line. Dozier and Smith, the backs behind Frazier. Ball is at the Temple 12-yard line. Motion. Schaefer, play fake, looks to the corner. Touchdown. That's Jim Coates on the reception, and John Schaefer has thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the ball game, and it's 34-6 Penn State.
Well, he just went into the seam. It looked like we had a break in coverage off the play action. There it is, a little play action pass. Quarterback sets up very nicely. Nice pinpoint pass. Next, nice catch by Coates. Touchdown, 30-6.
Massimo Manca to attempt the point after. It should. And with 9 minutes and 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Penn State on the board first here in the 2nd half. Out in front now, 31-6 of the 1st quarter. When Penn State came out and scored on its first 3 possessions of the ball game, here they get the ball after Temple looked like it was going to do something, giving it up on downs inside the 30-yard line, or down around the 30-yard line of Penn State. And there, Penn State just picks it up and marches down the field on its first possession for the touchdown.
Well, it's certainly.
Palmer goes in motion this time. Saltz is looking for him. Throws instead to the tight end Hinnant, and he's down at the 4-yard line. Still short of the first down by a couple of yards. Mike Hinnant, the tight end, made the kick. Go for it. 4th and 3 at the 4-yard line. Wishbone offense for the Owls. Play action fake. Saltz running. Throws it. He's got a man open. Caught for the touchdown. No, they say he couldn't hold on. Oh, what a big play that was. Leaping up there was Willie Marshall. Or check that. Todd McNair, 34, out of the backfield, out of that wishbone. So Penn State defense bends but doesn't break. 1st down and 10 at the 4-yard line.
They can get the ball back. They could get in good field position and then go down and have a chance to score again.
Coates goes in motion. Schaefer gives it to Steve Sarry, that time by Steve Smith. He barreled it out to the 14-yard line. Coates again goes in motion. Split backs. The give is to Steve Smith again, and he gets a couple of yards off the left side in the ball game. 2nd down and 6 for Schaefer and the Lions at the Penn State 18. Once again, motion, high formation. Dozier out to the 20 yards so far in the ball game, and that's keep the Owls out of the end zone.
Well, they're just playing ball control football right now and executing pretty well.
High formation. Smith the up back, give us to Dozier. Oh, the fake. Here is Schaefer pumping. Running it in for the touchdown is John Schaefer. John Schaefer taking it in from 5 yards out, and it's now a 37-6 Penn State lead.
There they go. They go with the play action, and it's a very good fake to Dozier. He comes out on the perimeter. He sees that the defenders are there. He doesn't take a chance. Goes to the sideline and takes it into the end zone. That's a well-coached football player right there. Take what they can give you.
Massimo Manca will attempt the point after. And it's through. And with 1:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Penn State with its 2nd touchdown here in the 2nd half, leading it 38-6 over the Owls.